Hello students, in this particular video I'm going to explain about the components of wind energy conversion system in module number 4 wind energy, where we are discussing about the details of components or basic components of wind power. Basic components of wind energy conversion system is shown in this figure. So here aero turbines, you can able to see aero turbine which will convert energy in moving air to rotary mechanical energy. Okay. In general, they require pitch control and yaw control. Okay, we will see what is pitch control and yaw control here. This pitch control and yaw control is only in case of horizontal or horizontal wind axis machines. Okay, for the smooth operation. A mechanical interfaces which consisting of a step up gear and a suitable coupling which transmits the rotary mechanical energy to an electrical energy through a generator. Okay, the output of this generator is connected to the load or power grid as the application is required. Okay, so mainly the basic components are aero turbine, a controller, transmissions, generator, and next towers. Okay, these are the important components of wind energy conversion system. So this is the block diagram. We will see what exactly these components will and how exactly it will work in next slide. So we will see first component, that is aero turbine. We know that aero turbine converts energy of moving air to rotary mechanical energy. Okay, so obviously we require a rotor. So it consists of a rotor and aerodynamically designed blades attached on the circumference of the rotor. Okay, so rotors, there are mainly two types of rotor we can able to see in wind energy conversion system, which is horizontal axis rotor and vertical axis rotor. Okay, so one advantage of vertical axis rotor machine is that they operate in all wind direction, and it does not require yaw control adjustment, okay, or yaw adjustment. But in rotor, which is very important component, and if for effective utilization, all the components need to be properly designed and matched with the rest of the components. In that view, the windmill head is very important one, which supports the rotor, housing the rotor bearings. Okay, so it is also houses any control mechanisms incorporated, like changing the pitch of the blade for safety devices, or a tail vane to orient the rotor to face the wind. Okay, so the latter is facilitated by mounting it on the top of the supporting structure on its suitable bearings. So the aero turbine require pitch control and yaw control only in case of horizontal axis windmill. A mechanical interface consisting of a step-up gear and suitable coupling transmits the rotor motion to electrical energy. So next we will see controller, which will controls the wind energy conversion. The modern large wind turbine generator requires a versatile and reliable control system to perform some functions like to orient the rotor to the wind, okay, to orient the rotor wind to the into the wind, that is azimuth of yaw, and to start up and cutting of the equipment, and to control the power of the rotor by varying the pitch of the blades, and to control the generator output monitoring and status data computation and storage, and then shut down and cut out owing to malfunction or very high winds, okay, strong winds, and then protection for the generator or the utility accepting the power and the prime mover, some auxiliary and emergency power or maintenance mode, okay. So for many combinations are possible in terms of control system, which may involve some components like a sensor, decision elements, actuators, okay. So these sensor may be a mechanical, electrical or pneumatic type, but decision elements like relays, logic modules, analog circuits, a microprocessor or fluidics units or a mechanical unit, and the actuators like hydraulic, electric or pneumatic, okay. So these are the some controlling devices which is very essential for the wind energy conversions. Next important component is transmission, where the rate of rotation of large wind turbine generators operating at a rated capacity or below is conveniently controlled by varying the pitch of the rotor blades, uh, but it is very low, about 40 to 50 revolution per minute, which is called as RPM. Because of optimum generator output requires much greater rates of rotation such as 1800 RPM, it is necessary to increase the speed greatly from the low rotor rate of turning, okay. So among the transmission options, there are mechanical systems which involves fixed ratio gates, belts and chains, or which is in a single or combination, or hydraulic system involving fluid pumps and motors, okay. So fixed ratio gates are recommended for top mounted equipment because of their high efficiency and known cost and minimum system risk. But for bottom mounted equipment which requires a right angle drive, transmission cost might be reduced substantially because of this, by using large diameter bearings with the ring gates, okay, mounted on the hub of the hub to serve as a transmission to increase the rotor speed, or to generate rotor speed to generator speed, okay. Such a combination offers high degree of design flexibility as well as large potential savings, okay. This is about transmission. Next is generator. This is very important component of a wind energy conversion, where constant or variable generators are a possibility, a possible generator, but variable speed units are expensive and are unproved, okay. So among the constant speed generator, synchronous induction and permanent magnet type constant speed generators are used. The generator of choice is the synchronous unit for large arrow generator systems, because it is very versatile and has an extensive database, okay. So other electrical components and systems are used, however, for which is which is under development. So research are going on in order to use such equipments. Next is about a tower. Tower is a civil structure, okay, which is going to provide support for energy conversion. There are four different types of supporting towers deserve for consideration. These are the reinforced concrete tower, the pole tower, the built up shell tube tower, and the truss tower. Among these, truss tower is favored because it is provided and widely adaptable for its low cost, but and parts are readily available, and it is easily transportable. Okay, and it's having potentially stiff. So shell tube towers are also have attractive features and may prove to be competitive with the truss tower. But the type of supporting structure and its height is related to cost and the transmission system incorporated. So it is designed to withstand the wind load during gust, which means if they occur frequently and very short periods. So horizontal axis wind turbines are mounted on towers so as to be above the level of turbulence and other ground related effects. Okay, so the minimum height of the tower for a small wind energy conversion system is about 10 meter, and the maximum practical height is estimated to be 60 meter. Okay. From this diagram, you can able to see how wind energy conversion system convert wind energy into mechanical energy, in turn into electrical energy, which is then fed to the electrical grid. You can able to see there is a wind power which is which rotates the rotor, and then it is coupled to the gearbox. Okay, and that is optional actually. Then it is connected to generator, which will produce electrical energy. Then you can convert a power converter, that is also optional. Okay, then it is supplied to the supply grid. So in this video we understood that turbine, rotor, gearbox and generator are the main three components of wind turbines, and the rotor converts wind energy to mechanical energy, and the gearbox is used to adapt the rotor speed to generator, and generator with variable speed wind turbine with the electronic inverter absorbs mechanical power and converts into electric power. The power converter not only transfers the power from a wind generator but also improve the stability and safety of the system, isn't it?